Time is one of our most precious resources, yet it often feels like there's just never enough of it. Juggling work, family, and personal goals, it can leave us just feeling overwhelmed and out of control. But true balance, it isn't about packing more into each day. It's about aligning our time with what really truly matters. Effective time management isn't just about productivity, but it's about living with purpose and hopefully having fun while doing so. So when your schedule reflects your core values and your priorities, you reduce stress, you increase fulfillment, and create meaningful progress toward your long-term goals. And in this episode, we'll explore 4 key areas to help you take control of your time. So stay tuned.
This podcast is brought to you by DJ Works Media and HalftimeSuccess.com, offering resources and insights for those at mid-career or the halftime of life. Explore our diverse categories, including courses, coaching, health, music, software, and travel. We're here to help you make this stage of life your best ever. So get our new articles, downloads, and podcasts by signing up for weekly updates at goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Now, let's dive into today's episode.
Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, yet many people feel like they just never have enough of it. And so between work responsibilities, family obligations, and personal goals, well, it can be difficult to balance everything while maintaining a sense of control. And the key to achieving balance, it isn't about cramming more in your day. It's about aligning your schedule with your core values and priorities. So effective time management, it goes beyond productivity, and it's all about living with purpose. And that's really what I focus on in my business, helping people at this point of their life, mid-career, halftime of life. These should be your best years. So when your schedule reflects what truly matters to you, you experience less stress, more fulfillment, and greater success in the areas that mean the most. And in this podcast, we'll explore how to define your core values, implement practical time management strategies, and create a schedule that supports your long-term goals. And hopefully, well, just have some fun while doing so. So we'll cover 4 areas. And number 1, the foundation, very important, core values and priorities. Defining core values and reviewing them often, it provides a solid base for both your personal and professional life. And they're the most important values because they reveal the driving force of your life. They provide the groundwork of a well-defined purpose. It's like the foundation of a house. It has to be solid, strong. And in defining your core values, think of some words to describe your life, like honesty, follow through, fairness, and a strong work ethic. Well, these should be unmovable principles. And in determining core values, you focus on 2 central areas and then expand on each. I talk about these a lot in my books, faith and character. And I wrote a whole chapter on core values in the appendix of my book, Stop Circling. So make sure you check that out. It will help you determine what's most important in your life and revisit those values often. So without clear values, even the best scheduling tactics, they won't bring lasting satisfaction because, well, you may be prioritizing the wrong things. So to determine your core values, these are good questions to ask yourself. What aspects of my life bring me the most joy and fulfillment? What do I want to be remembered for? Is it rushing around with a busy schedule, or is it always running to the next appointment? And then if I had unlimited time and resources, wow, what would I focus on? Good questions. So taking time for that sort of evaluation, well, that is extremely important, as well as productive. And don't discount just taking 20 or 30 minutes just to go through those questions and really revisit your core values. Number 2, prioritizing the important over the urgent. Well, sometimes the smallest detail can make a huge difference. And we have a small fountain in the back of our property beneath a grape arbor with vines that we saved, then planted, really from several generations past back of my family. And with leaves that just drop from the grapevines, the fountain water at least changed from time to time. And even though I knew a small pump would be the best choice to drain the fountain, when draining the fountain, I just took my bucket out and started filling it with water and then poured the water on the surrounding plants, one bucket after another. And soon, well, I was in a full sweat and the water level, it had not gone down even 1 inch after filling and dumping multiple large buckets of water. Well, this was puzzling until I realized I had not disabled the autofill lever for the fountain. So with every bucket of water I dumped out, the same amount of water automatically flowed in the fountain with the autofill, erasing all of my progress. Well, after laughing at myself, a bit embarrassed, I realized there was a valuable principle that could be taken from this illustration. We tend to think we're reducing stress and responsibilities just by eliminating certain buckets of commitments. But the autofill never shuts off. And many people struggle with time management because, well, they confuse urgency with importance. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention, and such as emails, meetings, and minor crises that just keep filling up our fountain, while the important tasks that contribute to long-term goals and personal fulfillment, those are sometimes just pushed aside. The key is to prioritize the important over those urgent autofills and keep close watch on that autofill lever in our life. So a good tool to use is the Eisenhower matrix. Now, I will put the link in the article that comes with this. Well, it's a simple way to categorize tasks in defining levels of urgency. So it helps to identify the urgent and important, or the important but not urgent, or the urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. That's a mouthful. So look at the article, look at the link. It's very, very simple to identify those areas. So let's move on. Number 3, practical time management strategies. And, don't make this stressful. Well, I watched my father, who was not only a fire captain, but he was also involved in construction on his days off, building industrial buildings. And he would load his tools in his truck the night before. Now, this was because when he showed up on the job early the next morning, well, if he wasn't ready, his workers, they would just sit around waiting, wasting valuable time and resources. Well, my dad was never one to waste time or money. So that example of getting his tools ready the night before, it stayed with me to plan ahead and be ready for the next day, the next week, and even the next quarter. Also, the principle of batching tasks is a highly effective strategy that can improve productivity in many areas of life. And it involves grouping similar tasks together, such as formatting articles, writing newsletters, or recording podcasts in my life. It's in one focused session, allowing them to be scheduled for future release. Now, while occasional last-minute work is inevitable, thoughtful planning through batching, it creates more freedom, it boosts efficiency, and it reduces stress. I use this method very often, especially in producing articles and podcasts, and also especially because I'm traveling, and it helps to have that work done and scheduled. Another helpful principle is to eliminate distractions, which are often the biggest barriers to effective scheduling and task completion. Distractions, they act like this endless autofill to our fountain, consistently and constantly pulling attention away from priorities. And so taking deliberate steps, such as turning off notifications, decluttering your workspace, and we're using a timer for focused work sessions. Wow. I have this little 10-minute timer I created. Wow. This makes a huge difference. One of those little old fashioned timers. It's an egg timer type of a little tool. And you might be surprised at how much your productivity improves by just simply creating an environment and having a tool that supports deep, uninterrupted work. A great resource for this is Cal Newport's book, Deep Work. It's worth looking at. And that I have that link in the article that comes with this. Number 4, aligning your schedule with your life goals. Now, for many years, I worked with numerous private students and instructing them in voice and piano. And part of my job was to hold them accountable for what we covered the week before, preparing them for performance. And as all of them moved ahead, they not only learned, but they achieved their goals and they performed. And if the student put in the work, well, there was always a huge return on investment. So accountability is an important element of goal setting that's often skipped. And this is why I've started adding an accountability option for some of my online courses to help attendees not only complete the course, but sometimes to even start the course. And we also need to be accountable to ourselves. Many people, they set goals, but they fail to schedule time to work toward them. Reverse engineering success, it involves breaking down those long-term goals into daily or weekly sections and actions. For example, if your goal is to write a book, it's a huge project, but you might schedule a chunk of time to write every single morning or whenever your mind is most clear. Well, to help with this, I've provided also some free goal setting downloads. So make sure you get those and you see the link in the article. Your most important values, they deserve protected time on your schedule, whether it's exercise, date nights, or creative pursuits. We treat these commitments as they're non-negotiable. They're priorities. A rigid schedule can be counterproductive and stressful. So you don't want to be so scheduled that the fun is taken out of life. Life is unpredictable, so allow for flexibility while maintaining overall discipline. Now, for example, if an emergency arises, well, just reschedule rather than abandon important commitments. So let's apply all of this. By making small, intentional shifts in your life and your schedule, you can take control of your time and create a life aligned with your core values and your goals. And here are some steps. Number 1, identify your core values and assess whether your schedule reflects those values. And number 2, take off that autofill by identifying what you can pause or eliminate from your schedule with clear priorities. Now, have fun doing this. And number 3, batch some tasks together to structure your day, your week, or your month efficiently to free up some time and energy in the future. And number 4, revisit your goals often. You should add fun into those goals, by the way, breaking up larger goals into very small steps. You'll be amazed at how effective revisiting those steps will be, especially at this point of your life. These should be your greatest years. Your time is a reflection of what you truly value. By taking charge of your schedule and aligning it with your core priorities, you not only become more productive, but also you experience greater fulfillment and success. Enjoy this process and start small, stay consistent, and watch how your intentional scheduling, it transforms your life. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how you are doing. I check now and then on social media. You can email me anytime. Just make sure you get our articles, you get our newsletters. And every week I am here at least once a week with our podcasts. And this should be the best years, your best years at the mid-career, midlife, halftime of life. So that's what I'm all about, to help you reach your goals at this point in your life. To really, because you have so much to be able to give, resources, skills, your experience. You have so much. And you can have fun by doing so. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to being with you again next time. So bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show, and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.